Alright, guys. Next film we got Freaky. Came out in 2020. Rated R. It's an hour and 42 minutes. Now, the cast is very intriguing. As you can see, Vince Vaughn is in it. He plays the butcher in this film. You have Katherine Newton, who plays Millie. You have Celeste O'Connor, who plays Nyla Jones. We have Misha Osrovich, who plays Josh Detmer. And we have Alan Ruck, who plays Mr. Bernardi. Now, the whole film is about a serial killer, named the Butcher. Now, it's one of those... So, when I first saw this trailer, I thought it was going to be interesting. Showed it to my wife a couple times, and she thought that this movie was going to be absolutely ridiculous. Now, so the whole film is about the Butcher, and they put it into a Freaky Friday aspect where Millie and the Butcher switch bodies. And so when the film starts, we end up getting into a giant, we get thrown into the action where these kids are being murdered by the Butcher, and, he's wearing a mask, whatever, you don't know it's Vince Vaughn, but then he takes it off, and you realize, oh shit, it's Vince Vaughn. Now, we've already seen Vince Vaughn in a horror movie. We saw him in Psycho, the remake, and he was absolutely horrendous in that. Now, when I watched this film, the storyline was great. The way that the film started off was great. They had a little Scream-esque where these kids were killed, and ends up being a shutdown, like a curfew and all that yada yada bullshit. But there wasn't really anything special about this film. It was kind of just a rated R Freaky Friday. There's plenty of gore in it. There's they tried to do Freaky Friday, mixed with Scream, mixed with The Mask, because there's a dagger that's special, and on the full moon, you can switch bodies, and I don't know. It was just, the whole film was a comedy. It wasn't even, I don't know. I don't know how you can say this is a horror film. And I was so disappointed because I thought it was going to be amazing. Obviously, Katherine Newton, she fucking kicked ass. She's kicked ass in every film that she's been in. So she wasn't the reason why this flopped, in my opinion. I think it was the story. I think it was the fact that, again, you tried for Vince Vaughn to be in a horror film, and Vince Vaughn does not belong in horror. He's a comedy guy. And I don't know. I think if you put Katherine Newton in this film with anybody else, and you didn't try to give the concept of Freaky Friday, that was originally from Disney, and you try to transpire into horror. No, it doesn't work that way. I feel like this was just a money grab, or trying to change the horror aspect of what horror really is. Like I said, the kills were great, but just the premise of the film was stupid. Now, if you are interested in watching this, it is on Freevee. IMDb gave it a 6.3 out of 10, but I give it a 2 out of 5. I said, I don't regret watching it. I was glad that my curiosity was piqued enough that I watched it, but don't waste your time. If you really want to be curious, go ahead, but I wouldn't waste my time. Like I said, Katherine Newton was great. Just, I don't know. It didn't really jump out at me. So, if you end up watching it, or if you have seen it, give me a watch, let me know. And let me know your thoughts if you liked it. But I definitely didn't.